So, ma'am, my first question to you is you gave a quote that before you started making this film, it's an animated film. So, you were sure that it will not be very economically viable. Still, you made it. So, as a producer, as a maker, क्यों जो है लोग फिर भी रिस्क लेते हैं? इट्स बिकॉज ऑफ द पैशन एंड बिकॉज ऑफ योर कन्विक्शन. सो व्हाट आई अंडरस्टैंड यही होता है शायद.
You see, I wanted this film to be seen. And when I wrote the story, I imagined it in animation. And once I got to know that animation actually in our country, um, animation with mature content is not very widespread. It's not made very often. And even animation which has children's stories or mythological animation, they don't have any distribution capacity unless it's a huge big budget film which is using animation for other purposes. So when I realized that if I make this film in animation, I'm not going to get my money back. So the decision was for me to make whether I want to go ahead with it or whether I just kept that story aside and not made it. But I just felt I have always been fascinated with the art of animation. It is such a beautiful form and a powerful form of telling stories. And I felt that since there are very few stories told in animation which have mature content, while all over the world that's a very common practice, but not in our country. I felt let's go ahead and put my money where my mouth is and make it, and let's just see it. It's a passion project for me. And there are certain places where you have to decide that यहाँ पर पैसा नहीं मिलेगा, ठीक है, it's okay. But the kind of satisfaction one gets out of the responses that one has got all over the world through film festivals, it's worth every paisa that I've put in to the film. So yes, I didn't start off with the feeling that it'll get any money back, and that has been the case, but I don't regret it.
So the film is also going for film festival. What's the entire process for it?
Any film festival has so many entries because there are so many makers of films, and this is the New York Indian Film Festival, which is very prestigious, and what it does is to choose from all the movies, short films or feature films that are made by Indians on Indian subjects all over the world. So there are so many films that are sent to that festival. The process for the maker is simplified because there's a platform called Film Freeway, which I use to send my film to film festivals. And it's a very, very unique and very simple way where you just put in everything about your project, also put in your project file itself, the main film, and write everything about it, the director's profile, the synopsis, the log line, everything. And once it is on Film Freeway, then you send it to the festivals through that platform. So whatever the fee that the festival charges, you have to pay those fees online, and your film is entered. So in that sense, because of Film Freeway, it's become very convenient now. But I just feel that the process of selection for the programmers is very difficult because there are so many feature films and short films and documentaries that ultimately when your film is selected, it's a matter of great pride.
So, ma'am, here, especially in India, I don't know about the countries outside India, but we have heard that कुछ इस तरह के लोग बोलते हैं अच्छा दिस फिल्म ये तो फेस्टिवल की फिल्म है, अच्छा ये कमर्शियल नहीं है, ये तो ये डू यू थिंक दिस बैरियर विल एवर बी ब्रोकन, एंड स्पेशली in these times when there is so much of competition, OTT, theater and then television, तो ये क्यों इतना ज़्यादा कहते हैं ना कि लाइन खींचती गई है, ये ऐसा क्यों है?
I don't mind that line actually. If there is no line of differentiation between different types of films, then it'll be difficult because some films do very well with the masses. Some films are niche films. It depends on the subject matter. हर कोई हर एक फिल्म देखना चाहेगा ऐसा ज़रूरी नहीं है. एंड हर कहानी हर कोई देखना पसंद करेगा ये भी ज़रूरी नहीं है. So I feel that there is a place for everything. In fact, today, because of the digital medium, everywhere you can put your stories. Like, I mean, it's become much better for makers because there are so many options कि जहाँ पर आप अपनी फिल्म दिखा सकते हो. In earlier times, theatre was the only place where you could show your film. पहले तो short films के लिए कोई platform नहीं था. Now there are so many platforms, whether on YouTube and even OTT platforms, that show short films. Apart from film festivals, you can see short films. So I think that a lot of changes have happened. So niche stories can be told. There is an audience for those stories as well. But not all stories will be seen. It also depends on इतना content है, you know, इतनी ज़्यादा चीज़ें आजकल हम देख पाते हैं. So we have to also choose ना our stories कि हमको कौन सी पसंद आएगी and which will we want to watch. So I feel that it's a very, in fact, it's a democratic thing today. Anybody who has a camera can become a filmmaker. You know, it's become that simple. And at the same time, because of the ease of making films, there is too much content which is not perhaps serious about the art and the craft of it. So वो थोड़ा सा you know उसमें you have to really be very picky because there's too much to be seen, you know. और कुछ नहीं तो आप Instagram की रील्स ही देख सकते हो and you know 2 hours 3 hours कहाँ चले जाते हैं पता नहीं, you know. So I feel that yes, short films के लिए definitely आज भी उतने platforms नहीं हैं जितने say feature films के लिए हैं. लेकिन I think the situation is improving. और and I hope it improves for animation films with mature content because उसके बारे में तो बहुत ही कम बोला जाता है अपने यहाँ. And I'm looking forward to that. Was one of the reasons why I feel my film Dhawpatti or Loop Line, which is the English name, if it does well at festivals, at least it will encourage a few other people to make those films and back films which are made in animation which have mature content.
You just stay वो art और craft में बहुत serious नहीं है and there is so much of debate going, especially post COVID कि you know इतनी बड़ी budget की films बनती हैं, you know, and craft और art के नाम पे serious नहीं है, and the kind of stories that they tell and the plots that they have. So you know ये पूरा, I mean these 4 years and 5 years, it's very chaotic, not only for Hindi cinema but also for the overall Indian cinema.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what's your take on this? और कैसे ये बदला जा सकता है?
Actually, it's a very scary situation for filmmakers and producers especially, even for distributors, theatre owners. The situation in COVID, of course, it was a compulsion. All of us had to just stop work. So for 2 years, we were watching content only on OTT platforms. That's how they became so popular all over our country. But you know, before that, I feel where our industry was concerned, Hindi film industry, I'll talk about. I'm not very well versed with any other industry, but whether it was Marathi or whether it was a Hindi film industry, a lot of narratives which were not necessarily mass entertainers were doing very well before the advent of COVID. But unfortunately, after COVID, what happened was people got very used to the fact that कि ये OTT पे आ जाएगी बाद में, so तब देख लेंगे. So a lot of families who used to otherwise buy tickets and go to the theatre were, you know, kind of waiting for it to come on OTT. And therefore, only larger than life subjects are now kind of seen by people in theatres. And for the rest, it's a very dicey thing because the OTT players are not taking up films unless they are released theatrically. Earlier we could put it directly on OTT, but अभी वो वैसा है नहीं. So theatre पे चलाना है मतलब you have to do at least a little amount of publicity, तो उसका खर्चा बढ़ जाता है. And then they don't do well in the general release, and so OTT will pay them less for buying the film because it hasn't done very well, in the general release format. So it's a very dicey situation because filmmakers don't know what will run, what will not run. Larger than the life bolo, so there are so many larger than life films which didn't work, you know. So it's a ये समय मंथन का है that one has to, but I believe in the bottom line, which is you have to tell a good story. Story is the backbone. अगर आप ये सोचो कि हमारे पास ये stars हैं तो हम मूवी कुछ भी बना देंगे तो नहीं लोग देखेंगे, there has to be something that they find entertaining, और दे मस्ट फाइंड समथिंग थॉट प्रोवोकिंग, या उनको कैरेक्टर्स इतने पसंद आ जाए कि भाई वो कहते हैं कि भाई वाह हम ये देखने के लिए उत्सुक हैं और अच्छा हुआ कि हमने पैसे, फिर वर्ड ऑफ माउथ से वो फिल्म चलती भी बहुत है. So I think that it's really very tough. There are some films that you feel should have worked but don't, and you wonder कि can we really calculate, क्या हम समझ पाएंगे कभी भी कि what the audience wants. So I think that it's like everybody is going back to their storyboards, their drawing boards, and kind of brainstorming कि क्या चलेगा क्या नहीं चलेगा. Nobody knows. But it's important for the industry that films work. Unless they work, the whole economics of the industry is going to really not be supportive. But I do agree with you that we need to, we need to put much more money in the making of the film or the post-production or pre-production, whatever it is. We must, invest in our storytellers who are our screenwriters, and invest in our technical team and cut away the sort of unnecessary expense that filmmaking, traditionally has had. So I think we need to definitely do that, cut down on those extra things that we keep spending on and concentrating on the main thing. और जब पैसे आएंगे तब उड़ाइए, उसमें क्या है?
A lot of senior actors and producers have very openly spoken about the high cost of the actors and their entire army who travels. And in fact, even when, as a journalist, even when I see, so I don't understand the reason why there are 10 people with one actor. मतलब ठीक है, 2 लोग हो गए वो ठीक है, 3 भी हो गए ठीक है, but then why 10 people, like as if कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर का सिक्योरिटी का पूरा ये चल रहा है उनके साथ. It seems like that. So, you have seen the 90s, right?
Yes.
You have seen, or 90s maybe, बहुत बड़े star actors.
बहुत.
So how did they manage, and how these people are not able to manage? I want to understand.
I think the culture has changed because there are so many media today to kind of explore yourself as an actor. So if you're a huge star, for instance, then there are people who are managing your social media. There are people who are separately managing your social media ads, separately managing your proper TVC ads. Then there are others who are managing your costumes and that kind of collaborations. And that's why there's a division of labor. Therefore, there are those many people, and those many people can only exist if it's commercially viable for the people paying. So it's not as if one fine day the star gets up and says, oh, I need 10 people instead of 1. If there are 10 people with a star, and if the producer has, feels that it is important that the star feels comfortable, and I'm willing to pay that much for the star's entourage, then they'll invest in it, or they'll compromise and say that, listen, we can only handle 5 people on the set, not more than 5. So I think that, it's not something कि ज़बरदस्ती कोई कर रहा है. आप afford कर सकते हो तो वो कर रहे हैं. जो afford नहीं कर सकते, अगर आप afford नहीं कर सकते, the star might put their foot down and say, listen, I'd rather not do your project because I need my staff with me. Or they'll say, okay, इस project के लिए मैं compromise करूँगी या करूँगा. So I think that one should judge people कि अरे इतना बड़ा entourage पहले तो manage कर लेते थे. पहले there weren't so many avenues. that use the star, you know, in terms of the commercial prospects. So I feel that one should also be more kind. You know, we generally judge कि इनके पास तो बहुत है, so we are quick to judge. But I think that it's a matter of comfort. You're so caught up with so many different things, and you can't be in 10 different places at the same time. So therefore you allot people कि जहाँ पर आपको represent करने वाले ये लोग होंगे. So I think that that works, and for जिनको work नहीं होता है वो star के साथ फिर काम नहीं करेंगे और क्या.
Now coming back to your film again, so this film about a housewife. We have seen those, like a lot of people have already seen it, and those who have not seen. So if you can just tell us a little bit about how different is it from the stories of other housewives, because हमारे जो भारतीय सिनेमा में है plight of housewives,
Yeah.
उनकी वो मतलब
Very normal.
हाँ normal है ये बताई जाए, तो how different is it from the other housewife stories?
See, for me, the difference is in what the housewife does with her situation. The situation can be same for millions and billions of people, and it is in many ways. Like, for instance, the bottom line for a lot of housewives, even today, even in houses which where people are considerate and kind to each other, respectful, even there is a certain element of the housewife being taken for granted for the work that she puts in, and that is almost unseen by everybody, and therefore she is thanked a bit less. There is less gratefulness about it, and I feel where my housewife is concerned, she is also she's unfortunately also in a loveless marriage. Her husband and she don't get along, and you've seen that in many marriages as well, you know, and they still continue. They have solid marriages, and my I started thinking, what keeps them together, and if it's just societal pressure that okay, अब की शादी हो गई तो now you have to निभाओ it till the end. इसके अलावा, what is it that keeps her alive despite the kind of insults that her husband, you know, throws her way, despite the drudgery of her life? Like, it's a very claustrophobic life in a very dreary house, and the whole situation is not very pleasant and happy. तो ये तो situation common है, लेकिन वो she, you know, imagines certain things. That's the only place where she's not criticized, she's not judged. So I think that that imagination is something that is unique to my film. And her imagination is not just pleasant. It's sometimes a surreal expression of her anger, her resentment, and it is seen in that scene in the film where she has cut off her own brain. It's a surreal scene, and you know, she's serving उसके ही ब्रेन के पकोड़े बना के वो अपने हस्बैंड और उसके दोस्तों को सर्व कर रही है. सो इट कैन टेक ऑन दैट ऑल्सो कि हाउ डू यू शो दैट रेज व्हेन यू कांट शो इट, क्योंकि अगर आप एंगर दिखाते हो तो यू विल गेट मोर ऑफ अ बैकलैश, एंड यू डोंट वांट दैट. यू लिव थ्रू इट, यू आर ट्राइंग टू अवॉइड दैट. तो ये जो प्रेजेंटेशन है कि भाई वो करती क्या है इन अ सिचुएशन लाइक दिस, दैट फॉर मी इज द क्रक्स ऑफ माय फिल्म, यू नो, एंड हाउ इट्स डिफरेंट.
Ma'am, recent times that there are a lot of women filmmakers who are doing extremely well, especially in our Indian cinema.
Yes.
In fact, I read one of a statement from some Western filmmaker, you know, they know that how Indian women filmmakers have been performing so well in the last few years.
Yes.
But हमने देखा है कि जितनी भी women filmmakers वो महिलाओं के ही सब्जेक्ट ज्यादा पिक करती हैं. Why not other genre you think that should
Why
be explored
not? Actually, it's not like that. Like, for example, Zoya Akhtar is a prime example of a person not making films only about women. In fact, she has made Zindagi Na Mile Dobara, which is like a completely male friendship film. Gully Boy, which is centered around male characters. So Farah Khan makes films regularly, which are like more mainstream than maybe, you know, a lot of male directors make films. So I think that, and also people like Anubhav Sinha make films with females as a center. Sujay Ghosh, you know, there are so many filmmakers. Abhishek Chaubey, they make such interesting films. Imtiaz Ali, their film, the women characters are so interesting and so sensitively portrayed. So मुझे ऐसा लगता नहीं है कि विभाजन पर से commercially definitely नहीं है, लेकिन मुझे लगता है कि जहाँ पर मेरा सवाल है, there are certain stories related to women which are very close to my heart, and it's also some parts of it is also parts of my lived experience. So if you want to be an authentic voice, because मुझे लगता है कि direction हो या writing हो, it has to be your voice, otherwise why are you telling a story? किसी और की story क्यों बताएंगे आप? So for that I feel that it was important for me to tell these stories. अभी मैं जो बाकी की stories लिख रही हूँ या screenplay लिख रही हूँ, उसमें ज़्यादातर मेल किरदार हैं. So I'm moving away from just the gender, dynamics that I have dealt with till now. So that's basically it. So I think that in terms of my evolution as a writer, first you go to what is your core, and then you look outward and you look at your other experiences. So now I'm in that state after 3 films. I'm going to look outward and I'm going to look at society in general.
So what kind of if I know you can't about your forthcoming projects, what kind of film you are writing or planning to write
there
or
is
direct?
a Marathi film which I've written, which I'm hoping to direct very soon, and that is based on family dynamics related to racism. So that's a very social thing which I think exists even today, and it's necessary that we talk about it. And there's a black comedy that I'm writing, which is in Hindi, and that's also taking a very different, kind of view at what is happening, especially in the world of politics, the underworld, and police. So that's pretty much it.
So there is something that you spoke about racism. So what in India I understand it's not exactly the racism, but like what we understand.
Yeah,
So,
casteism, racism, colorism,
हाँ,
all
north
these.
south, yeah.
Exactly.
I
So
was-
these are the topics that I'm dealing with in my Marathi film. Yeah.
Okay. And ma'am, before we wrap up, we would like to, ask you that, more and more Indian films are going for film festival. In the Cannes
Yes.
also, we saw that Homebound, it
Yes.
did very well. So, do you think, but, in, I think 2002, Dev Das,
Yeah.
went there. So, do you think that more of our commercial films should make their way to the film festivals, not just a certain kind of subjects, which is more like pertaining to the society, unwritten, the issues like, as you said, racism, casteism, and women-related issues.
Yes.
So, do you think that commercial film like Devdas, which was there in the Cannes in 2022, so those kind of films should also make their way to the film festival?
I think that it's so dependent on who the programmers and what they are looking for in their film festival. That all over the world there is so much happening and there's so much good work happening. People are constantly pushing boundaries, and trying to tell stories in a very, very different manner, experimental way. Because we have only those 7 stories actually to tell, only those emotions that all of us feel. The whole plays of how you are weaving it together and what you want to say, what is your message, not message per se, but what you want to say through your film. So I think that if our films are made in a manner where they fit into the kind of programming concept of that particular film festival, then they will definitely be shown. For example, I think the Toronto Film Festival always has some of our mainstream films shown there. I think it's one of the festivals which regularly shows commercial Indian cinema. And I think that the more films that get awarded in film festivals and all, I think it will encourage more and more films to be shown or to be seen at very, very important film festivals all over the world.
And would you like to decide about your film and if for the fans?
I would just like to, kind of say to all the makers that in whatever manner you want to tell your story, please tell your stories. Don't tell anybody else's stories. Don't wait for commercial compulsions to dictate the kind of stories that you tell. I think try and be your authentic voice, because that's the only voice that people all over the world want to hear or want to listen to.
So while you were talking, just one question came to my mind.
Yeah.
Ma'am, you have ruled television in 90s, and when people actually recognized all the television actor का दर्जा मिलता
जी.
था, and you know I'm sure कभी भी लोग आपको देखते होंगे तो उस समय सेल्फी नहीं था, but they must they have come
Autographs
for
थे.
autograph. Yeah. So do you still get offers from television? Do they offer you some special kind of role or any this kind?
I do get offers very regularly for television, but unfortunately, television today is just full of daily soaps, and it's not possible for me to manage my home, my writing direction, and my acting, and then kind of balance that. And unfortunately, most of the stories on television today are very regressive. They show women in a very regressive manner, even if on the face of it it's about something which is talking about women of substance or this, that and the other. It's the same thing over and over again, and I've got offers where I've been told that, oh, you're the mother-in-law and you don't get along with your daughter-in-law, and I said I don't even want to hear beyond this, because let's go beyond. There are so many shades of mothers-in-law, so many shades of daughters-in-law, and they're all, women are doing so many things today, and none of that is reflected on our television, which is unfortunate, because there was a time when television was a potent way of social change and progressiveness. And that I think it's given up that aspect. And I think that aspect has been taken over by films, web series, and, short films. So I just feel sad about that. I feel at least some, serials which are maybe might not do very well, because लोग भी वही देखना चाहते हैं, वही देखते भी हैं. If you want to break the mold, maybe they won't see it. But I feel that, yeah, you make enough money with the other stuff for you to subsidize something which actually might make a difference and make, some sort of, give a realistic image of what today's Indian woman is all about, So it's sad. So that's why I haven't accepted any television serial till now.
Ashutosh sir has, accepted, and he is doing also Chand Bardai. So have you been able to see, how did you find his
I
character?
always love what he does. I mean, he's such a phenomenal actor, and he's such a phenomenal personality. So anything that he does with such a deep commitment and with such talent that it's always a pleasure to watch him. And I'm a huge fan of his, and I'm very proud of him as a wife as well. So yes, it's a very different kind of role that he's playing as Chand Bardai, and it's I think it's very different to see him like that, and he's much more like a narrator in it, rather than as part of the main thing, main story. But I liked his entire look and everything. It's very nice.
In one of the interview, he also said that he would like to be directed by you. So आपको तो उनके लिए भी अलग से कहानी लिखनी पड़ेगी.
लिख रही हूँ.
Okay.
So hopefully one day I'll be behind the camera and he'll be in front of it.
Okay, I think it will be quite an interesting experience.
Yes.
You directing Ashutosh sir.
Yes, very much.
Okay. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.